So I'm Brad Popovich, I'm the Chief Scientist at Genome BC, and it's my pleasure on behalf of all of us at Genome BC to welcome you to this year's event. This year, this is the day. We have multiple events throughout the year, but this is the day, the Winter Symposium, where we celebrate and showcase some of the excellent programs and research projects and researchers that are made possible by Genome BC funding and the phenomenal research community we have. And today what we've really tried to do is to have this so it really is a blending of many of the different sectors of economic importance in BC and to showcase a number of those. So we've developed the program into 4 sessions today. And session 1 is going to showcase Genome BC's User Partnership Program. So this is a program that we started a couple years ago. This session will be chaired by Kate Calmer, our VP of Sector Development. And it'll highlight 4 projects from the UPP program in 3 sectors, again, of economic importance to British Columbia. It'll be followed by a panel discussion that'll be chaired by Gabe. And so what we would ask this morning in each of these sessions is if you save your questions and actually address the speakers then at the end of the, when all the speakers will be present for the panel discussion. And I think it'll just make things a bit more fluid this morning. Session 2 is going to be focused on the microbiome, and I'm going to chair this session. It's going to highlight 3 projects from 2 different sectors, the health sector and one from forestry. And we'll again have a panel discussion. Session 3 is focused on the energy sector, a sector of growing economic importance in BC here. It's going to be chaired by Gabe. It'll highlight projects and really opportunities resulting from BC's energy sector. And the last session is really focused on emerging opportunities. And chairing this session will be Rachel Ritchie, our Director of Business Development. And it's going to highlight 5 speakers and it's going to discuss 5 emerging opportunities in BC across many of the different sectors here in BC. And again, a panel discussion will follow that. So you have bios of each of the speakers. We're not going to belabor things and go through this in any detail. When we introduce the speakers, we'll just introduce each speaker and move things right along. And and again, questions, if you just keep those for the panel. Now, before we get into the program, what I'd like to do is to highlight a couple kind of newsworthy items from Genome BC. So I think, as many of you know, Genome BC really got its start in about 2000, 2001. And the way that we function in 5-year strategic plan increments. So we had a 5-year strategic plan from 2000 to 2005, then 5 to 10, and 10 to 20. That first plan was a $100 million plan. We exceeded that plan slightly, about $110 million during that first 5-year period. The second plan was a very ambitious plan. It was $300 million, and we slightly exceeded that plan. And the third plan that we're on track to complete this year, in March of this year, is a $340 million plan, and this is for research and development funding in BC. And again, we are on track to finish that on schedule and on budget, if you will. And the fourth plan is really what I want to mention today. It's a plan that's been in the making. It's the 2015 to 2020 plan. It's been completed and it's on our website. And it really articulates the goals and objectives of Genome BC during the next 5 years. So it's really your guidebook, if you will, to look at that plan. And in each of your sectors of scientific intrigue or just of general interest to look at, and you can see the roadmap that we've laid out. Now, we couldn't do that without a lot of help from all of you, many of you in this room. And so there were about 70 different consultations that took place over the last couple years. And those consultations really resulted in the plan that, again, is on our website, and it's there for your perusal. So what we'd like to do this morning, it just went up on the website recently, and we really want to thank all of you for your time and efforts and sharing your thoughts and your wisdom with us. And we hope that you'll, again, enjoy looking at the plan and realize that you're all part of that, the execution of that now, because we're counting on you for the proposals that are going to come in to Genome BC. The second thing I want to mention is a personalized medicine summit. So Genome BC, the Personalized Medicine Institute at UBC, and Life Sciences BC have all teamed up to bring you the Personalized Medicine Summit, and this event will take place June 7th, 8th, and 9th of this year. So, and I would encourage you to look at the website. If you type in personalized medicine, it'll get you right there. And it'll showcase a phenomenal cadre of speakers from around the globe that really cover all, that we've really tried to do this in a way that cover all the different areas really encompassed by personalized medicine. It's a tall order, but it's a 2.5-day event, and we have quite a roster of people. Now, the interesting thing about this is it's going to result in a white paper that will be aimed at providing guidance to all of us interested in seeing BC become the personalized medicine province, and particularly to the funders and key stakeholders. And specifically, what we're trying to do with this white paper is to make recommendations on the best practices for the implementation of personalized medicine in British Columbia and Canada. And again, so I would encourage you to look at the website, look at the speakers, to register as soon as possible for that event. We expect it will be a sold-out event. The last thing I'm going to mention is a program called Understand Your Genome. So many of you may have heard me speak in previous meetings Genome BC has been involved in about my experience in having my whole genome sequenced. And I did this with a program through Illumina called Understand Your Genome, and it was done in their clinical laboratory there. For me personally, this has been really quite a moving experience. I mean, it's been quite a educational experience doing this. Even though I'm trained as a clinical molecular geneticist, I provided clinical molecular services all my academic career. I mean, this is what I did for a living. And yet, having this done really is, in a way, a culmination of many, many different things that I've been doing through the years. So it had such a positive effect on me and my thinking about this whole field that I brought this to Genome BC and really said, would Genome BC entertain bringing this program to Canada if we can, in fact, get the approval of Illumina to do that. So we're very proud to say that we have partnered with Illumina in bringing this Understand Your Genome program to Canada. It'll take place on May 22nd. And if any of you are interested, you can look at our website, you can get details on that. The registration is open until February 13th, and I'll be happy during any of the breaks to tell you as much as you'd like to know about it, and also about my genome. I didn't bring it with me today, but I usually carry it around on my iPad. So with that, let me introduce you to Dr. Gabe Calmer, who's going to introduce session number 1.